Hi, scribes. Sorry again that we have to cancel due to the coronavirus our Thursday writers group. The library is getting the room all clean and sanitized for us, so hopefully we can start back up March 19th. But today I'm going to talk still a little bit more about those short stories that we started talking about in class. And I wanted to read a little excerpt from Anne Lamont's Bird by Bird. If you haven't read it, you should. It's wonderful. And she heard something that a speaker said at a lecture that she was at one time, a speaker named Alice Adams. Always give people their due. Anyway, she has a formula when writing a short story, and it goes ABDCE. A for action, background, development, climax, and ending. You begin with action that's compelling enough to draw us in, make us want to know more. Background is where you let us see and know who these people are, how they've come together, what was going on before the opening of the story. Then you develop these people so that we can learn what they care about most. The plot, the drama, the actions, the tension will grow out of that. You move them along until everything comes together in the climax, after which things are different for the main characters, different in some very real way. And then there's the ending. What is our sense of who these people are now? What are they left with? What happened? And what did it mean? And that's something, and again, Anne Lamont, that's something that people, I think, sometimes don't give enough thought to. What does the story mean to the character? How's the character going to be most changed? What is that character arc? What's the takeaway you want your readers to get? How do you want them to feel at the end of it? Anyway, when you're thinking about writing your short story, you want to give some thought to that, and then you can go in and develop a 3-arc structure. But if you understand what you want your character's arc to be, you're on the verge of understanding what your theme is, if you don't already know it going in. Because sometimes I don't know a theme until I write a piece, then I see what the actual theme is, and I go back and when I do my rewrite, I tighten the theme that emerged just organically while I was writing. And that's where I'm kind of a pantser. I write by the seat of my pants in that regard. I do outline a little bit. I do like a 3-act structure. Thank you, Aristotle. And I did put the 3-act structure and some information about it, whether you're writing a short story or a long story, long form. And I do this for my novels. But I put some of that on my blog, on my website at mindyhalleck.com. So you can go check that out there too if you want. So when we're looking at short stories, some rules to remember. When you're talking about basic story structure, and there's always going to be a way to break the rules, and there's always going to be a story structure that's not basic, that works and works really well. But these are just the basics that I'm talking about. So you want to drop your protagonist into trouble as soon as possible, because in a short story, you don't have time for any extended opening. And remember, the type of trouble is dictated by genre. So if you're writing a thriller, then you're either going to have a murder or some kind of huge government conspiracy theory, something like that. If you're writing a romance novel, the big drama might be choosing between 2 lovers or betraying a spouse. So the type of drama you drop them into is dictated by genre. So keep that in mind as well. So everything she does to get out of the trouble only makes things worse. Ultimately, things must look hopeless for your character. And then finally, everything your protagonist has discovered via the trouble that they got into provides them with everything that they need to win or lose, whatever kind of ending that you think that you're going to be writing. For example, the short fiction story, it was flash fiction that I won the Writer's Digest contest with, didn't have a happy ending because it wasn't a happy story. It ended on someone killing their own child, but it really was her only way to resolve the situation. And so while it wasn't a happy ending, it was a satisfying ending. And you can read that story on my website. On the far right, I have a gold icon thing that says you can read a couple of my short stories, and that one's in there. You can see what not a happy ending looks like. Anyway, that basic story structure will keep you on track and keep your audience engaged. So when you are looking at writing short stories or long stories, I'm seeing the reflection off my own glasses here. Keep in mind, if you adhere to some kind of a structure, it will keep you on track for writing that story. And you can vary from that structure. You can do anything that you want with it, but it's a wonderful place to start. the 3-act structure. So check out my blog post at mindyhalleck.com, and we will talk more about this in class, and we're going to talk about writing the short stories, and how you can take one of the characters out of your novel that you might be writing and write some independent short stories about situations that particular character might get into, and just play. Because short story writing for me is about playing with words. It's a break from my novel writing. It gives me an opportunity to explore things that I don't want to explore in the novel. And then sometimes I find out that I end up using them in my novel. So go play with some words. Wash your hands, and don't hug people. Do the elbow bumping. And have a great week. Chat soon. Bye.